Good morning, everybody. Democracy does not die in darkness. Democracy is strangled to death while she screams at about C sharp in the broad open daylight at the intersection of every major street in every major city. It's happening right now. Can you not hear her? Can you not hear her? Democracy does not die behind the walls of these stuffy sacred buildings with their marble floors, columns, and naked carvings. Not just there. Not just in creepy steam rooms with old, conniving, rich senators draped in bath towels. Yeah, we have problems. Look, I'm going to make this as plain as possible. And I don't mean to sound defeated or speaking as a defeatist, but it's already too late. Plain and simple. There it is. It's already too late in case, you're asleep and God knows and not woke. Yeah, the greater bulk of the people that are drop dead asleep are railing against people who are saying to stay woke, the rebranding of things. So I could go in a lot of directions, but I'm not. The religious people in this country, the religious people that are supposed to be conservative, supposed to be religious, that are supposed to be God's people. These people are the worst of actors. These people are the worst of characters, and they do not believe that you nor I should have the right to vote. The Voting Rights Act, we just recently passed the anniversary commemorating the signing of this bill by LBJ into law. And it was met with a lot of pushback, maximum pushback, of course, by the moral among us, by the religious and the pious among us. Thinking about the signing of this act invokes a lot of thoughts, like people walking across the Edmund Pettus Bridge and people running back across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, bleeding, concussed, dragging a limb. Some didn't walk back across it. It brings a lot of thoughts. But the focus for me is that a lot of these people who inflicted this pain, who exuded this hate, had crosses around their necks, were family values, members of their community, Sunday school teachers, Little League baseball coaches, X, Y, and Z. They all believed back then that they had a religious mandate to persecute, and they believe even more so today that they have that same religious mandate. They just have an extreme amount of power to do it. As I mentioned in a previous video, the moral majority, the religious right, all of these institutions of higher education, religious brainwashing, brouhaha, these people, these families, this old money, this prominence has brought us to the point that where we are today. The offspring of these nutcases are now the majorities in the Supreme Court. They're the majorities in a lot of the major cities, state, local, and federal level. And even though that thing at 1600 Pennsylvania is not religious, as it were, he's just a cuckoo crazy figurehead of the entire situation. He's a useful idiot for the moment. I mean, if you look at him, he is deteriorating daily. He looks as if he gets sprayed with spackle daily. He's barely holding it together. He's out. He's gone. He's just a useful idiot. He is a person that was useful for the moment, and that's why he's there. We already know about this. We already know that there is a replacement waiting here. So I want to ask you this and give you something to ponder. Is it possible that you can sit next to a bitter enemy one day a week, sing songs with that enemy, shake hands, and share platitudes with that enemy, maybe even break bread with that enemy and have, a little meal together or whatever? Yeah, it is. It is, and it happens. Listen, plain, no chaser. If you're sitting up in a big, mega evangelical church with your melanated face, you are sitting next to your enemy, more than likely, in front of you, behind you, to your left, to your right, and especially whatever's talking to you through a microphone from the podium. Anyone that would vote for an entity that would take away your voting rights, your right to vote, something that was procured by way of blood, by way of pain, by way of tears, by way of death. Anyone that believes that you shouldn't be able to vote is someone who believes that you're less than, that you do not belong, and they are reminding you those words that we love to conjure and invoke, these things to be self-evident, right? All men are created equal was not written with you nor me in mind. It's plain and simple. This is not a rant against white people. This is just reality. Because wittingly or unwittingly, you are my enemy if you want to take rights away from me. And this is what the religious and the cuckoo within this country is doing. And they are setting themselves up to be entrenched in power for the foreseeable future. I mean, good grief. Supermajority in the Supreme Court. These handmaid tale, milk maiden, butter churners in the Supreme Court. These majorities in both houses of Congress. The gerrymandering and the redistricting in order to gain more seats to lock themselves into power. It's already too late. So what do we do from now? From here moving forward, what do we do? We have to fight. We have to get people out, not only to vote when the time comes, but we have to start making noise right here and right now, and we have to speak up and speak out. Stop being this nice, goody, turn the other cheek guy. I mean, literally in a time like this, let's not be that. They had an article that I read June 2023, and it talked about how the evangelical church, a big portion of it, they are rejecting the teachings of Jesus because they are considered liberal talking points. I kid you not. I kid you not. Liberal talking points. Walking up to the pastor and asking, where did you get those liberal talking points? The man that walked the earth in the first century, that man of color, who was being oppressed by some other folk. The core of his teachings, as I have mentioned before, is taking care of the widow, and taking care of the fatherless children, looking out for the most vulnerable within our society. That's at the heart of his teachings. These are three pillar things because they're the heart of the Hebrew Bible. Yeah, it's wild, you guys. Pop culture reference quickly here. Jurassic Park. There was an instance to where in one of the movies you had the velociraptors who had broken out of their cages and they were hitting the fences north, south, east, and west. They were causing havoc, wreaking runaway havoc. And it caused the keepers of the park to not know, is this them actually attacking the gate or is it a distraction? It's a distraction, everybody. Chaos. You cause chaos and you keep so many things going. Look, there's a drag queen. Look, there's a bathroom that has a symbol of a man and a woman on the door, while I take away your voting rights, while I make sure that you can't feed your kids, while I make sure that senior citizens can't even have Meals on Wheels because, well, it's just downright wasteful speaking. How selfish can you be when you realize that millionaires and billionaires, they need a tax break? Pull your belt tight, take one for the team in perpetuity. It's time to fight back. It's time to speak up, and it's time to speak out. And it's time to put together a plan. It took a long time to get us to the mess that we're in now. And hey, I'm not going to kid you. It's going to take forever to get us out of it. But we have to start somewhere. Get your melanated faces out of these places singing these songs with these people. These people are your enemy. Read your Bible at the house, and with like-minded people, you can get together. I think that's a better solution than breathing, eating, and singing with the enemy. Knuckle up.